Hey guys, welcome to Track Truths with Lillz, a new series where I get all of my track and field opinions off. I realise I've just got too many things to say and nowhere to say it, so here we are. Anyway, today, as much as I would have loved to have started the series off on a more light and banterous note, I really want to talk about the domestic violence incident that took place between Sha'Carri Richardson and Christian Coleman at the airport the other day. Not so much the incident itself, more so how it's being discussed by track fans and how it's being handled by the governing bodies. It's been bothering me for a little bit, but sometimes I've got to sit with my thoughts, kind of take in as much information as I can before I kick out an opinion. So I know that's foreign in the social media times that we're living in right now, where everyone's just saying everything just straight without thought, but that's not me, I can't do it. So let's get into it. Firstly, let me be very clear. As someone who has been a victim of domestic violence myself, I don't condone it. I don't excuse it, and I don't look at who the abuser is. The sex of the abuser means nothing to me. My stance on domestic violence is what it is. Having said that, I really do pray that Sha'Carri takes time to learn from the situation, takes time to grow, and just work through whatever it is that got her to that place. I think when you're a fan of an athlete and you support them, you never want to see them in that light. You never want to see them with that level of rage or just that level of hurt and pain. So I really do hope that she works on that. And I also want to send love and light to Christian Coleman. We saw him trying to navigate the aftermath of the situation at trials. He did his best. He's been saying some stuff on social media as well, just offering grace and wanting to move on from the situation. So I completely hear it, support it, respect his stance and respect his approach. But yeah, I hope that he's able to take time, heal, and I hope it also doesn't impact the remainder of his season. But back to one of the most disturbing things that I saw from women was the question, well, what did Christian do to make her attack him like that? Do you know how crazy that question is? When did we get to the place where we shifted the responsibility onto the person that was harmed? I don't get it. If the roles were reversed, and I hate doing stuff like this, but it's so necessary. If the roles were reversed, if Christian attacked Sha'Carri, would you then ask, well, what did she do to provoke him? You wouldn't ask that. And that's the danger of allowing the double standard to slide in times like this, because at some point it's going to bleed into how we talk about domestic violence against women. Then it becomes, oh, what did she do to make him punch her in the face? Or what did she do to make him want to unalive her? What, guys? That's scary to me. And honestly, and seeing those types of things on social media when we have younger athletes, young people who outside of forget about the sport, forget about this specific incident, because it could have been any incident. We have young people watching us, watching how we approach situations, watching how we speak about sensitive issues, watching how, they are watching us. What are we teaching them with this type of rhetoric? Because God forbid something happens to them, they're going to remember, wait, but if I speak about this now, this is how they're going to talk about me. They're going to shift the blame onto me. They're going to victim blame. Do you get what I'm saying? And let's be all the way real. I'm going to keep it 100. The reason why we're seeing these questions is because people love and support Sha'Carri. And hear me, I do too. I love her down. I want to see her do great things, yeah? But bending the narrative in an attempt to protect her doesn't actually help her. And it's incredibly damaging to victims. Listen, being a fan of an athlete not even just an athlete, a musician, a celebrity, anyone, does not now mean that they are above reproach. You can admire their talent, you can love off their personality, you can resonate with their story and still say, this was wrong, this was wrong, and hold them accountable when they make harmful choices. That's not betrayal, that's integrity. Also, so I'm someone who believes that accountability and compassion can exist in the same space because I'm a normal functioning human being. And I also understand that holding someone accountable doesn't mean that we need to cancel them or that we got to drag them online for time or deny them the chance to learn and grow from their mistakes. But growth won't happen if the conversation doesn't start from a place of truth and fairness. You can't bring bias into it. No growth will come from that. So before you share your opinions on sensitive topics online, please ask yourself whether you're helping build a culture where abuse is taken seriously or whether you're helping build a culture where abuse is explained away. Because the way that we talk about this sets the tone for all the survivors watching, male or female. Now moving on to the governing bodies. So Sha'Carri and Christian are American athletes, so they're under USA Track and Field, USATF, and obviously World Athletics oversees everything. Cool. Do you know what was mad to me this whole time? USATF and World Athletics have said nothing. They've not acknowledged that something happened. They've just kept quiet. They're just silent. Do you know how crazy that is? There's been no official statement. There's been no indication that they're going to be offering support to the athletes, what their stance is. And it doesn't have to be super deep, but like say something. Do you know what I mean? Because like in other sports, football, for example, soccer, depending on what country you're sitting in. In football, let it be a bust up. Let it be something took place on the pitch. It could have been anything, straight away official club statement, link to the website, everything. Do you know what I mean? But in track and field, nothing. Do you know how crazy that is? Like you can't, what kind of message does that send to fans? What kind of message does that send to young athletes? What message are you putting out there when you're silent in times like this? You can't just sweep stuff like this under the rug. Actually, tell a lie. Let me tell you what World Athletics did. So instead of acknowledging what happened or acknowledging the incident and putting out a statement and saying, yeah, we're going to be offering support. We know we were made aware of a situation that took place at so-and-so airport. We are in communications with the athletes and we're offering support to them. That's it. I'm not expecting them to say, yeah, and I think that, no. But let me tell you what they did. Instead of that, this is what they did. They thought it was more appropriate to promote Sha'Carri's next couple of Diamond League races. So Brussels. And do you know what? I hear it. Like, I understand that we live in a time now where everybody's super money focused. Like, we got to get it. We got to, you know, I hear it. Make profit. I hear you, but hear me. Sha'Carri and Christian are human beings first. And the human beings that we saw at US trials weren't it. They did not look okay. Their performances, their whole demeanor it just wasn't it. Like so much, bro, what these athletes do is not easy, you know. They're dealing with so much. And I don't think it's crazy to expect that the organizations that are tasked with the responsibility of making sure that their athletes are okay actually show up for them. I don't think that's a crazy thing to request from World Athletics, from USATF. Like, I don't. And it's really shocking me that they're just being silent and they're not saying anything, just expecting everything to blow over. And even if it does, being silent at a time like this isn't being neutral or just waiting for things to blow over. It's neglect.